Hey, it has been a week now since Summer in the City, and I still miss everyone. So, before I start talking about Summer in the City itself, I figure I should talk about the things that built up to it. At first, I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to go because of booking hotels. Most hotels were already full, or way too expensive. Fortunately, we did find a place to stay. Then, the week before Summer in the City, I caught a bit of a cold and I was worried I was going to be too ill to go. I got better, so then I thought, oh excellent, everything is good, I'm going to go to Summer in the City. Riots have been happening all over London. Fortunately, the riots calmed down and didn't show any signs of going anywhere that I needed to go for Summer in the City anyway. So we arrived in London and we stopped off at the hostel first to put everything away, blah blah blah. Interestingly enough, we had been upgraded for no extra cost, which was good because my sister was originally going to have to be staying in like a sofa bed there, and now she had her own room. So all worked out quite well. It was quite a nice hotel room, with the exception of the tap water. So, Summer in the City. Wow. What an experience it was. I arrive fairly early and see a couple of people I know already, Paul and Nicola from previous Devon gatherings. Shortly after, Sam shows up and a few other people that I know start showing up at different times, and then the event officially begins. Now is a good point to talk about the people who I was most excited about meeting. There was people like Will from Will's Odyssey, Barry Aldridge, the members of That Awesome Five. Then, just randomly, Umby from That Awesome Five approaches me and says,
"You're wearing a Rainbow Dash t-shirt, that's awesome, you like My Little Pony?"
So we introduce ourselves and I say, yeah, you're the same Umby from That Awesome Five, you're one of the people I was most excited about meeting. And Umby and I really got along well, we became great friends over the 3 days, and it was really fun hanging out with him. Through him, I of course met up with the other members of That Awesome Five, and they were also really fun people to hang out with. And of course, I also met Katie, who's Umby's girlfriend, who is also really awesome and great. Everyone was fun to hang out with and amazing friends. And I've made great friends over these days. And this was just from the first day. Then it was time for the open mic night. Now, Katie and I were among the people who were the last to actually head to the venue itself. But still, we made it on time. We found people who knew the way and stuff like that. I didn't expect to actually get into the venue itself, but I actually was among the first people to actually enter the room. So that was quite a bonus. I also wasn't expecting to get the t-shirt. I figured they'd all be sold out by the time I get to them, or they'd have already all been sold out before the event even started from the website. Not only was it available in my size, but it was also the version that I wanted, and there seemed to be plenty of them for everyone. In fact, they were still selling them the next day. So that was pretty cool. So the performances were all really good, and I feel bad that I had to leave before they all finished. I only got to see like 2 or 3. But it was still a fun evening. I talked to a few more people, as much as I could, considering the fact that, in these situations there aren't as much conversations to be had as much as just sitting down or standing around and watching decent music. So as I left the station on my way back to the hostel, what should await me but a TARDIS? The London Underground looked a lot like the halls of the TARDIS, at least in some stations anyway. So to then leave the Underground to find a TARDIS stood right there was like, whoa, that's awesome. Thus we move on to the second day. Now, before actually heading to the gathering, I met with my cousin Joe, who is currently living in London, so we just hung out in the actual park that we were going to have the gathering in anyway, and as we were just walking along, Becca from the first extra gathering runs up, hugs me, and it was really nice to see her again. We hadn't seen each other in ages, and so that was really nice. And this was even before the gathering had properly started, so that was pretty cool. Then, as I approach the gathering itself, I figured, I've calmed down a bit from the excitement of the first day. Wrong. There were so many more people. And this was just at the beginning of the day. As the day progressed, there were even more people that showed up. In fact, when Charlie Is So Cool Like showed up, the amount of people who surrounded him were the same amount of people that were there the day before. That was just... whoa. There are a few people who weren't there the first day, who I already knew, like Abs and Zoe from the Unleashed Clovers, and of course Becca, who I mentioned before, and it was great catching up with them as well, and of course all the people who I'd hung out with on the Friday. It was... I don't even know what to say. I also spoke to a few more of the well-known YouTubers, including Weeble from Weeble Stuff, who I was not expecting to show up at all. It was pretty cool seeing Charlie, but we did all feel a bit sorry for him, considering just how many people were surrounding him. I mean, he didn't even really get a chance to go to the main area and have, full conversations with everyone like the rest of us were. But he seemed alright with it, so I'm sure he was okay. Before heading to the venue, of course we took the underground this time instead of walking to a nearby venue. So this was interesting, just travelling through the tube with several friends that I had made. Most of the people in the train, by the time we got to our stop, were people from somewhere in the city. And that was just really random and fun. So we make it to the venue, and there's already a line that's formed, so we just join it. I spent most of the time in the line talking with Umby and Katie. In fact, Umby and I had a bit of a short nerd-off, which ended in a draw. We basically just said a few quotes and saw if the other one got them. For some reason, the security there didn't want anyone to bring food or drink inside, even if they made it clear that they weren't going to eat or drink said food or drink. They still had to, leave it on top of a vending machine, which wasn't really a secure place, but, well. Thus started the second gig. We spent more time, watching music than having conversations, as you do in situations like this. This kind of counted as my second ever concert, which was pretty cool. And, it was quite a cool performance. I sadly had to leave before it finished once again, but this time I hung around outside the venue and talked to others, and it was quite a nice day as a whole. And so we make it to the last day. It was, for the most part, the same as the other 2 days. We just hung around, talked a lot, but there was also the fact that we all knew it was coming to a close. So while we were all really happy and excited, we also felt quite sad that the fun was coming to an end. It's hard to really sum up what was so amazing about Summer in the City, because everything was. I spent the day hanging around with the various members of That Awesome Five and a few of the other people I had met over the last 3 days, and it was a lot of fun. It really was. We tried to get a photo with all of That Awesome Five, but Rob had gone off somewhere. Don't know where he was. Fortunately, the ones who were still there were the people who I had actually met at the gathering, so it was still nice to have a photo with all of them, even if Rob wasn't there, because they were all amazing friends that I had made over those 3 days, and it was such a shame to have to leave and not spend more time with them. So as I walked away, waving goodbye to all my friends, we walked up to the bridge, and there was a sign. It said memories, and that summed up the entire experience, really. Memories. Fun, happy memories. So what else can I really say about Summer in the City that hasn't already been said by people who are much better at explaining than I am? The stuff that I filmed, while really great moments, didn't really capture the true fun of Summer in the City. It was sitting around, talking to great new friends, great friends that you'd already made at different gatherings, and just random moments where things would happen. Things that did get filmed, things that didn't get filmed. It was the little things, like the small trip to McDonald's, where on the way there we find someone giving away vouchers to make the meals $1.99, which everyone took. It was the trip to Subway, where we sat around, ate some food, and talked about the fun we'd had over those 3 days. and the various things we were interested in. We were just having a chat as friends, and that's what was fun. Sitting around, talking as friends. New friends, old friends. They were all amazing friends, and all friends that I will miss a lot. It was amazing. All of it. Thank you, all of you. I had an amazing time, and I look forward to meeting you all at some point in the near future. See you around.